I feel like that's wrong.
I'm thirsty. So
I
I
think
he can't
everybody
like,
will
he
probably
can't
agree.
like. I don't care if it's a picture of the dog on the page.
What
Nobody
you go
better
through though?
like
Like,
me.
I feel like you should look at it like, I deserve this. Yes, this is.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Melanated Opinion. It's your girl Melissa.
I'm Takara.
What up, peoples? I'm Crystal.
And today we're going to be talking about relationships.
Yes, but not just relationships. We actually got some questions, and we're gonna read those questions and give advice on those questions. And I'm gonna go first. So the first question is, hello, would you date a guy for 5 months and not meet his friends or family? I think what the person's trying to say, would dating a guy for 5 months and not meeting his friends or family be a deal breaker for any of you? Do you think he has family? Signed, Tabitha J. Do I need to read that again or y'all got it? So basically, Tabitha has not met this guy, friends or family, for 5 months. Is that a deal breaker for you? For both of you? And do you think he has family?
If he didn't have family, I'm pretty sure he would say that, for one. And two, I don't think I could give the best advice on this because, for one, I don't like people meet my friends or family until way down the line anyways. They're going to know about them, of course, but just meeting them, because, I don't want us to, get into it. And then it's like, oh, what happened to so-and-so?
Oh my God.
I don't want to have to go through that. So
some people think 5 months is way down the line. I think that's why Tabitha wrote us this letter, because in her mind, 5 months is way down the line.
So I would say for me, I probably would they probably would meet my family, some of them, because some of them, they just would not. And you probably would wait way down the line to meet them because you got to be told about them first.
But what's way down the line though for you?
I don't know. I think it depends on the the situation and how comfortable you've gotten. But again, you're not going to meet my daughter, but you might meet some other people. If we go hang out with them or go play cards with them or something like that.
Yep. And I kind of agree with probably both of you, but more Melissa, you probably wouldn't be meeting the people that are important to me for a while, just because I'm like, I don't know, even 5 months, I don't know about you yet. Even if I really, really, really like you, I'm like, I wait. I'm just gonna wait and wait and wait until I can't say it's gonna be, not too long, but long enough where I feel comfortable. And so my guess is this person is important for this person. That's what I'm gonna guess. It's important for this person. And I say, if it's important to you, then express yourself, because being in a relationship or dating a guy is about communication. If it's important to you and a priority for you, tell him, and his response should let you know how you should go further with dating him.
Right. Based on his reasoning. Like if it's some kind of random answer that doesn't make sense and makes you uncomfortable, then that would probably be a red flag. But if it's a legit answer, like, I am really careful and mindful about who I bring around my family and all of that, then you have to respect it. And that's what I feel like.
That's what I was about to say, because to me, that kind of sounds a little sneaky, because, the guys that family you know nothing about, friends you know nothing about, they always pop up with an entirely different family and been married for 5 years.
Ooh.
So, that's the first thought that came to mind. But I was like, maybe not. And, for her to even be sending that to us, it's like she probably have expressed that before. And like you said to Carl, that's a red flag. So I think you should look into that a little more and see if you need to be leaving, because I honestly feel like a dude is not gonna take too long to know who he wants to be with. And if you haven't met his family, he probably is not looking at a future with you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
very straightforward.
I agree. I feel like what Melissa said, like you probably have noticed some red flags, or else we would not be getting
already.
letters. Or Sakara, I don't know who said it. And so if there are other red flags, don't wait for us to tell you. Trust your instinct, trust yourself, and if you don't want to completely leave him, just find other friends to talk to in the meanwhile. What she said, did she say they were in a relationship or they were dating? So if you're not in a relationship and y'all just dating, find other people to talk to.
No, you shouldn't be dating someone for 5 months though. Like at that point, no, because okay, so see, that's an entirely different conversation because what does she clarify as dating and in a relationship?
So what did it actually say, Crystal? Did it say dating or relationship?
Yeah, dating. With dating.
I think I missed that.
Yeah.
Because dating does, I mean, you're dating, so they could be dating anybody else. If that's, there's no commitment there.
So he should be, they should be in a relationship in order for her to be having these type of questions. This is what you're saying.
Honestly, yes.
Okay. So.
And if she's not in a relationship about 5 months, then no, definitely leave 100%.
I mean, if that's what she wants, like, but it sounds
like she's trying to create, some type of like family or connection or future, and the other person isn't doing that. Or doesn't want that. That's what it sounds like. Because that's what I'm saying. Because 5 months, y'all should have been talking about a relationship, some type of future by then. You know what I'm saying? You don't just date someone for 5 months. Y'all don't talk about stuff like that.
I agree, actually. Yeah, got stumped a little bit because, like you said, now that you say dating, that does kind of change things. And like you said, Melissa, it seems like she kind of wants more out of the situation than this, he's giving. And maybe that's your answer there. Like that he just is not signing up for what. Okay, so it is my turn. Okay, so the question that I received, it says, girls, how do you feel about your partner having a best friend of the opposite sex? Should there be some boundaries established or a conversation had? Please help. I need advice. Sincerely, no new friends. That's funny.
Okay, no new friends. Okay, so they're in a relationship, right?
She says your partner.
Okay, so if they're in a relationship, I mean, I don't know, like, was the friends here before you came around? Is this like a friend from childhood? That's what I would want to know. No, or is this like a new friend?
Mm-mm.
So, Melissa, what's your answer? No, off top, don't matter.
Well, I mean, I was just kind of going off what my mom said because, okay, do y'all know how, like, sometimes they're there before y'all get into a relationship, but you can clearly see that there's something more than a friendship, regardless of if they were there before or not. Now they have a partner, so somebody either needs to say something or they're gonna have to get cut off, because I kind of feel like that's disrespectful to just keep doing that. Or, if, like, for them to even be sending in that letter, obviously they're seeing something. So, I think that's kind of disrespectful for their partner not to, establish some type of boundaries or, kind of distance themselves.
So because she's saying, should there be boundaries established, like you said, there must be something there that's making her uncomfortable. Because I actually have a really good guy friend that I've had for the last probably 15 years. And I don't keep him a secret. I don't, but we also he's married. And I'm super respectful of that. When I talk to him, I ask about his wife and his, their kids or whatever. But it's never any more than that. So it's never like, he's never saying inappropriate things to me or vice versa.
No, but I feel like it could be a situation where this person may have been hurt in the past, and now they're bringing it into the next relationship, and maybe nothing is going on. Maybe it's kind of like she's scared that she or he is scared that the new partner is can't be trusted because of a past experience. So I think that could be a possibility too.
I disagree. And I'm only saying that because because I didn't say this in the beginning. So let me say this first. For one, I don't think, people of the opposite sex could be best friends if they're in a relationship. A lot of people can't do that. I'm not going to say nobody can, but a lot of people are not able to do that because somebody's always going to like somebody, regardless at some point in their friendship. And so with that being said, it's still like you should trust your intuition, just like you just told the last person. So if she's, if she's concerned about this feeling some type of way, I honestly think there's an actual issue. It's not just some type of insecurity. And also, did you talk to your partner about it? What did they say whenever you brought it up? It's really going to depend on their response.
Yeah, I say, talk to your partner. And I also say that if you feel like it's an issue, like we told the other person, like we said, trust your instincts, but do you have a reason to feel the way that you feel? Like really figure out why you are asking this question. So if you're asking it because you feel like something is there, then, go off that, go off your gut feeling.
What kind of boundaries would y'all set with, in that situation? Like this is just me asking y'all.
I think, if you want to continue to be with this partner, and if they're not going to give up their friends, then I think some boundaries would be that if it's of the opposite sex, say, I don't feel comfortable, can we either you not go out with them and y'all just talk and text on the phone, or when you go out with them, I would like to go with you at least for a few times to make me feel comfortable so I can see, how y'all interact with each other. Invite the person over, invite the friends over, like, at the house, have a couple of drinks, people let their guard down, see how they really act. I say spend more time with the friend to see how it goes. And your partner, that's my thing. Like, your partner, either you trust your partner or you don't. That's what I'm not getting.
Right. So I think what you said is a very, makes sense. Meaning, like, when you come around and this person is talking to them, like, the vibe shouldn't change. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't get that funny feeling, that thing that happens in your gut when something is off, or all of a sudden they're not talking, they're quiet when you walk in the room, or they're texting and they're doing stupid stuff like flipping their phone down. Oh, but I'm talking to my best friend. What's the secret though? Like, it's those little things that are indicators that there may be a little more to the situation.
I agree.
Okay. That both of those, definitely make sense. So move on to my letter. Hi gals, I would love to get your advice on a situation. I have a narcissist in my life that I can't avoid. I try to minimize communication with them as much as possible. They play lots of mind games. They say they've told me something when they indeed have not. It makes me second guess myself. They do not respect my time and always show up late. I have a physical reaction and feel sick to my stomach when they're around. Do you all have any recommendations of how I can manage this relationship? Sincerely, they literally make me sick.
Okay, so the first response is stop, don't be around them. But what the letter said was, I can't avoid. So I mean, I would figure out, is there a way that you can somehow avoid, rearrange something, do something extra, do something different? But if you can't avoid,
because didn't it say something about he tries to minimize
communication with them as much as possible? So that kind of sounds like it could be a parent or something, because I can't see that being a relationship.
Well, a relationship doesn't have to be girlfriend, boyfriend. It could be a family member relationship. It could be
like a sibling, or maybe a cousin, or
because how could you not avoid someone? That's what I'm saying. It has
or
to be
maybe an
like
ex who they have kids or something.
Okay, let's say it could be let's say it could be a family member, right? And you have to watch their kid on a regular basis, or they watch your kid on a regular basis. You know, you
They
need them,
wouldn't.
they need you, whatever the situation is, it can't be avoided. So let's say that's the situation. Um, and you have to deal with this person. And
It's a head scratcher.
I would say, okay, my opinion would just be like if you have to be in the same household with them or in the space with them for a while, just like you said, keep minimizing communication. And just when they start playing those mind games, you need to already be able to tell what they're doing and you need to respond accordingly. So if you just have to say okay and you don't say anything extra so it won't trigger them, like when they start to see that you not feeding into it, they'll eventually calm down and or stop.
yeah, but the thing is, eventually could take a long time, because if they're a true narcissist, there is going to escalate before it gets better. But I think what you said in the beginning was very on point, which is that know how they are going to the situation, and regardless of what is being said or done, just figure out how to get out of that immediate situation without getting yourself upset, and just be able to be like, I know I'm gonna go into some foolishness. It's gonna be 5 minutes, and I'm not gonna take anything this person says seriously. And I'm just gonna say, okay, yeah, whatever it is that's gonna help me leave this situation the quickest, where we don't have to have any more interaction.
So I think all of those are good points. I also, they said something about like the person that plays mind games or something. So I would say when you have to communicate with this person, try to do it in text as much as possible, meaning like short, brief, quick to the point, but that way you can have a record. I don't know that it would make a difference, for them, but you can go here and you can say, you didn't say that. However, let's move forward and, do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, but I think that's feeding into what the narcissist wants.
You might be right. Yeah.
Like, because it's emotional, like it's attachment. Like, the only way to make that situation okay is just don't say, well, you did this, you did that. Don't prove them wrong. Don't prove them right. Don't do anything like, don't look for self-validation within yourself to say, oh, I know I'm right. I know he's a narcissist. Don't do any of that. Like, I feel like that person mindset should be, I'm only here for these 5 minutes and I'm not dealing with you any further. In this moment, whatever you need to hear, you're right. Whatever you need to hear, this situation wrong, and I'm moving on from you, and we're not building a relationship from it. Like, don't do any extra, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think what you said in the beginning was really important. Like, the first thing you need to do is detach your emotions from that person, because that's how they get you every time. You react from your emotions. You feel some type of way from your emotions. And if they're playing mind games, they already know, you know what I'm saying? They already know how you're going to respond, which is why they keep doing it.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have another one. It says, hey, melanated opinion. I have a situation where my ex comes and goes out of my life. I'm to the point where I want to call it quits and move on, but then he will do something to make me stay. What are some tips in just letting go completely and not falling for his tactics? Thanks, hopelessness, and love.
I think the first thing is, you need to ask yourself, do you really want to leave? Because if you don't, like, whatever we say isn't going to matter if you don't truly want to leave, because you wouldn't fall for their tactics or even give them the time of day if you actually wanted to leave their relationship. You would have them on block. They can't contact you at all. You healing and you moving on.
That's what I thought when I was reading the end. It said, thanks, hopelessness, and love. And I'm like,
so she's in love, or he?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Melissa. Figure out what you want. But I feel like if he's your ex for a reason. So I've also have learned that, sometimes guys need that, need you to leave in order for them to get right. So it sounds like you haven't been gone long enough. for him or her to get some act right. Well, if it's a guy, maybe not a female, but a guy. Because you know how guys, they do the most when they want you back. Like that's when they're going to be on their best behavior. So if he's
for about a couple days,
I think it depends on the guy. If both of you were in love, if you give this like a good 2 to 3 weeks, I feel like, and with zero, zilch, no contact, I feel like when he comes back this time, like this will let you know.
Back.
Yeah, if you allow him to come back this time, yes, after 2 to 3 weeks, he should act right, and this should be like, oh, I don't want this to ever happen again. If it happens again, cut off fully, completely. Don't ever, like Melissa said, block, delete texts, delete phone calls, unfriend them. That's my tactic. Like when I'm through with you, I delete the text message, I block you. I do, no social media. People in my past still can't find me on social media because they're blocked. Like you're gonna have to create a whole new account. So if you want someone to be in your past, then you're gonna have to cut them off completely.
That's right, but she did say she's in love. So
are you really?
Right. So if you're really in love, then I guess you would do what Crystal suggests. If you want to see if, maybe you just are used to this person and it really isn't love, maybe try dating other people.
That too. Like if he knows you're dating other people, I feel like, that will either get him to get more of some act right, or he's going to continue to do what he's doing and let you know he don't care as much about you as maybe only one person is in love.
Mama, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to get these people to do. She already said she keep going back.
I'm just saying, this one final time. This one final time is my thing.
It's gonna. They're gonna say that every time. This one last time, he gonna get into Mama. So, girl, leave, please. No.
Give yourself a deadline.
From somebody who's been there, leave.
Give yourself a deadline. Give yourself an accountability partner that says, this is the last time, and I want you to help me hold myself accountable. Sometimes people need that.
Okay, so Mama, okay, I'm saying this from one of the people who has been friends of those people, and that's emotionally draining.
It is.
That's so draining. Like,
But it's easier. It's easier to tell somebody to just leave than for them to just leave. It's not always that easy when you are in love.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you say you leave when you're ready. Because it's just like, it could get, you know what I'm saying? I feel like playing games like that, it's going to eventually get worse. And y'all are going to get very toxic, as into if y'all see each other with somebody else, it gets violent. Do you get what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of egging that on.
I think it depends on the person for that.
No, I don't.
Violent?
I think people, like, I don't know if y'all watch. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's a good example of this, because this, like, it happens in movies all the time, and like I see it in real life as well. Like, people are very possessive. Like, people that keep coming back like that, that's possessive. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like when they try to move on, they keep trying to trick them into staying.
Dating somebody that would, like, what'd you say, get violent? Lord Jesus.
But you know what I'm saying? You don't see that until it gets to that point. That's my point.
What I would say is, they kind of reminded me, like, does this person have a pattern of consistently doing this? And if, like you said, it does come to violence, have people in your past came and went and it escalated to the point of violence. If it has, then think about that and use that as a way to kind of break it off.
But also, as you're talking now, I wonder, like, when you guys have these breaks, what are they doing?
That's a good question.
It didn't say.
Like, are these convenient breaks so that, he could go over there, or
are you making
what are these breaks
available
for?
Every time he asks? Because that's what I'm saying. If you become too available, he's gonna know you're always gonna come back. That's another thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, once they start watching you and know how you are, it's gonna keep getting worse and worse for you, because you're gonna be behind every time. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna always be ahead of you because they know you like the back of their hand.
There might be some truth to that.
Yes, I think we brought out some really good points for that this person needs to think about. So, hopeless in love, we're gonna give you a new name to I make good decisions. And we're sending you positive energy on this situation.
Yes, positive energy.
Although we had a whole bunch of negative in it, we sending you positive energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one last letter. This person says, "Hey, melanated O. So I have a friend that only dates men for their money. I think it's wrong to only date men for their money. I was listening to one of your earlier videos and heard the male on the show say men are primarily attracted to women with less clothes and won't be honest unless you make them. I agree with Melissa that it seems like a lot of work just to date or find a man. I would like to find love, but I'm starting to think my friend has the right idea. I'm tired of putting in work for a guy who I have to make be honest, only to find out he's only looking for sex. I need some encouragement, please. Anonymous." Okay. Well, thank you for watching the show, girl.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for watching the show. I would say I think you should do some, some inner work, some self-work, because the people that we attract, like it's like a mirror. Like everybody that we attract is like a mirror. So it probably means you need to do a little work on yourself, because these are the type of people that you keep attracting. And so I feel like once you have a more positive mindset, and don't look down on your friend and stuff, like you will start to attract better men.
Yeah, I agree with Melissa. Do figure out what you actually really want, because it sounds like right now you don't know what you really want if you're questioning doing what your friend is doing. And Melissa did make a good point, like you're judging your friend for what she's doing as well, but you're also considering it at the same time. So yeah, find out what you want first, and then set an intention, put that out there so that you can attract what you want, and don't settle for anything else. So if you see any like red flags in the beginning, and if you wear clothes that are like too revealing and those are the type of people that you're attracting, yeah, maybe you should change up the type of clothes that you wear if you're attracting those type of men. And if men you have to make them be honest, then I would also say in the beginning, try to start reading in between the lines more.
Or maybe be more direct in the beginning.
Yep.
Directness is good. So I'm not mad at your friend. Because I mean, at least she's clear about what she wants. So that's the thing, maybe you don't need to do what she does, but maybe, like Crystal said, make up in your mind exactly what it is that you want. And then you have to present yourself in that way. Like Melissa said, put out that type of energy and you'll receive it back.
Okay, well, we hope that helped you with what you're trying to do. So next, we're going to move on to the last Black History Spotlight for the month of February. So this is Mansa Musa. So I don't know if any of y'all have heard of him, but he was a great African king, and he lived between 1280 and 1337. He became the king of Mali in Africa in 1312. He is well known, or best known, for being one of the wealthiest people ever to live. Like, he had money, like money. And also under his reign, the Mali kingdom grew to a sizable part of West Africa. Is now considered present-day Chad, Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Gambia, Senegal, and Mauritania. I don't think I said that right, but close enough. But I do want to show you where it's at. So it's like most of this blue area right here in Chad. Like, this is the area where his kingdom was at. So during his time, his kingdom grew to like this entire amount right here. So just so you can get an idea of actually what it was. And here, it was best known for its natural resources such as gold and silver. He was widely talked about for his trips to Mecca. He took tens of thousands of people with him on his travel, where he carried gold, Persian silk, horses and camels. He gave away large amounts of money to people on his trip. He built schools, universities, libraries, and mosques in his empire. And one of the libraries is said to have had over 700,000 manuscripts, and it was considered one of the largest libraries created during that time.
Wow.
And on the left-hand side, it shows you what the University of Timbuktu in Mali in West Africa looked like. And I thought it was interesting because as a child growing up, I've heard people say, you know, oh, this person's from Timbuktu. I never knew that really that was kind of a low-key compliment, because they had money over there, and apparently they had universities and schools way back in the 1300s. So
But why does it look like a sandcastle though?
I know, right? It does. I wonder what like it actually truly
Inside.
looks like. But can you imagine like being there with people that look exactly like you and just have money? Like, it was before Black Wall Street. Like, all of this was before that. Like, stuff happened before Black Wall Street, before slavery, before all of this. And so here it says, and this is a quote that I took, what someone wrote about him in Time magazine, that basically says, as far as wealth goes, it's nearly impossible to quantify the riches that Musa had during his lifetime. The vastness of land and material holdings. This is from the University of Michigan Associate History Professor Rudolph Ware explained in Time, seems downright incomprehensible today. So basically they're saying the amount of land and material holdings he has seems downright incomprehensible today. Imagine as much gold as you think a human being could possess and double that. And
wow.
That's what all the accounts are trying to communicate. He said, this is the richest guy anyone has ever seen. So like hundreds, thousands and hundreds of years ago, people had money, like real money. People that look like us had money. So
Kings and queens.
Exactly. Kingdoms. And like with land, a lot of land.
Thank you for sharing. I had never heard of him.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you guys, do more Black history research, like there's a lot of stuff that happened before slavery that we are not taught. So go and find information. Don't do Google searches. Find books by people who look like us, who have actually done research, and then figure out where they got their information from, and then read. Or if you don't like to, YouTube has things, but start with people who have written books that researched things and follow them.
Really, really cool. And like I said, I learned something new. So thank you again. So guys, that's the end of our show, but we've talked about, all kind of situations. We hope that we've been helpful. We are not professionals. We're just giving, our opinions on, what we think would be best or what maybe we would do. So we hope you were able to take away something from our advice. But you can always reach us at themelanatedopinion@gmail.com, on Instagram at themelanatedopinion, on Facebook at themelanatedopinion. So we'll see you next week, hopefully. Talk to you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.